The Dark Knight, The Caped Crusader, Vengeance, Hope, Batman. The names of arguably the most known, influential, and loved superhero of them all. But why? Why is a character born from the 1930s golden age of comics, who puts on a costume to look like a bat in order for him to get his nightly dose of serotonin by pummeling criminals into having irreversible brain trauma, so compelling to us as a society, especially to Gen Z? Why do we need heroes in the worlds they live in? What do these stories and characters truly offer to us? Through our own desire for heroes, the Batman's human and generational relatability, and his humanity itself, we discover why the idea of a Batman, of a Bruce Wayne, is so afflictive yet abating to the human condition. Our present society, while obviously in love with heroes as seen in the recent box office champions, often because of the cool visual effects and anticipation of how this one story will fit the conglomeration of the 20 before it, our love for the heroes may actually stem from an innate psychological root. In a study by Nature Human Behavior, it was found that infants as young as 6 months old were automatically more attracted to and comfortable with people they saw committing heroic acts and intervening in calls for distress as opposed to a bystander. Our attraction to the mystical world of superpowers and heroes, above the abilities of man and woman, while heightened by media surrounding us, finds its foundation in real human people. From near birth, we turn towards the small acts of humanity, as we, even at this age, know what is real and what is right. From this comes the notion of Batman, a person, not an alien, a god, or even a person with superpowers, but simply a guy. A guy with billions of dollars, genius intellect, and an entire lair under his mansion, but a guy nonetheless. Where Superman and Thor show us the peak of imagination, Bruce Wayne acts as an extension to the study of attraction to heroic people, as an extension of who we long to be. We know we can't be Peter Parker, no matter how hard we try. But Batman could be attainable. We long for heroes, but we more often long for the fiction to be able to fit into the realism of our lives. In even the slightest ways, we secretly wish it all to be real, and the character of Batman is, in whatever sense of the word, the most real and believable. Believability interwoven with our intuitive desire for a hero creates the basis for why we love and need such a character and provides the ability to be relatable. Why in any world do normal, everyday people find themselves relating to a billionaire, genius, playboy, philanthropist who thinks it's scary to have long, pointy ears and a cape? The answer is simple, really. He suffers. Obviously, all good characters do, but often in a superficial way of not being strong enough, losing a piece of them to grow, like Captain America with Peggy Carter and losing the world he loves. In these cases, though, the character grows and fights on another day because of these losses. Batman was formed by his losses. Bob Kane and Bill Finger, when writing the first Batman comics, practically wrote the book on how to create a character based in brooding in his own darkness and self-pity. Batman grows, but seemingly never out of his own trauma. His motivation is always the same: protect others so that there may never be another 9-year-old Bruce Wayne sitting in an alley with 2 dead parents. In one of the most compelling showings of a struggle to always suffer, in Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Bruce pleads to his dead parents to allow him to change.
It doesn't mean I don't care anymore. I don't want to let you down, honest, but it just doesn't hurt so bad anymore. You can understand that, can't you? Look, I can give money to the city, they can hire more cops, let someone else take the risk, but it's different now. Please, I need it to be different now. I know I made a promise, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't count on being happy. Please, tell me that it's okay.
He is not really talking to his parents, even if he believes he is. He is speaking to himself, to his desire to be depressed, forcing him to believe he must become a symbol of fear for criminals. Here in the real world, we would call this emotional regulation, which, as Maya Tamir, the Hebrew University psychologist, would put it, is trying to intentionally change your emotions into ones you are more comfortable with. Inherently, those with depression are used to feelings of sadness, as opposed to those of happiness, and therefore are more comfortable with the sadness. Infamously, as we all know, our generation is at the highest risk of depression and mental health issues. We ourselves are accustomed to sitting in our sadness, brooding, unwilling for change as we would rather lie in the darkness of our minds. In this, we seek solitude, an escape from the world, our lives, our families. We hope to find healing in our lonesomeness. Batman is no different. Science ties the two of us together as Margarita Asmita, The psychologist at UC Santa Barbara says, sometimes solitude is good. Developmentally learning how to be alone is a skill, and it can be refreshing and restorative. We crave isolation, finding comfort in our closed-off rooms due to our echo chambers of emotions, but also because we may find ourselves genuinely feeling better. Bruce locks himself in the darkness of defending Gotham to no avail, night after night, sacrificing his sanity like an addict searching for the next high, or simply stuck in the loop and routine of fighting an unstoppable force. He does so, though, to heal. Solitude is his healing. Atop the rain-wrapped rooftops, Bruce Wayne is alone, and yet wholly surrounded by his fears and dreams, allowing his coping mechanism to materialize through fixing the problems of his city rather than himself. In a way, though, through the belief that he inspires hope or makes criminals think twice, he is reinforcing his own healing, even if in a twisted way. We often find ourselves seeking solitude, or helping others rather than ourselves. Batman and Gen Z, through their plethora of sleepless nights and hours of overthinking, connect like no other generation has. Relatability only goes so far as how human a character is. Most sane people can't connect to Deadpool or the Joker. Sure, we love them as characters, for their antics, stories, and outrageousness, but their lack of humanity puts a barrier, however hidden or glossed over, between the connectivity of the character and the audience. Capital punishment, the trope of nearly all anti-heroes, while a fun gimmick, is found to be a turnoff for most. We as a collective view death and punishment as overkill, or simply morally wrong. A recent Gallup poll showed that while 54% of people are in favor of the legality of the death penalty, this is at its lowest point of popularity since the 60s and early 70s, the age of hippies, counterculture, and peace protests. The poll also detailed that even though a slim majority favor the existence of the death penalty, 60% of people would rather a life imprisonment in jail than murdering the criminals themselves. This argument for life, even for criminals, is rooted in the maintenance of our humanity. Why else would we allow people committing heinous crimes to remain alive, even if they themselves were the cause of death of others? We wish to remain simply human. We do not dare reduce ourselves to the level of these people, for we will become just as morally dangerous as the wrongdoers themselves. Batman's no-kill rule is the emulation of such an ideology. He cannot and will not turn into what he struggles against every night.
All I've ever wanted to do is kill him. A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him. But if I do that, if I allow myself to go down into that place, I'll never come back.
Batman is the definition of morally incorruptible for this very reason. We love Batman because he truly is good, tormented, broken, even dangerous, but good. At his core, the character of Bruce ceases to exist, and just an idea remains. He is Batman, the tainted saint looking over his city, flooded under the abandonment of truth. Maybe we know we can't be him, that we can never be him. Batman is the best of us, unbroken, even in the worst of circumstances, pressing on to see the future no one could ever dream of, that no one has ever dreamed of, other than him. He isn't just the everyman or hero archetype that we naively flaunt. He is the explorer. He is driven, motivated, purely by self-improvement, but relentless in action to the point of restlessness and never being satisfied. He, like us, is driven nearly mad by what he can't be and what he must be. We love Batman because we want to believe we can be him, knowing even if it is impossible, we may look to him as a symbol for hope. Gotham is a metaphor for us, our heart, our mind. Batman, Bruce Wayne, is our conscience, the deepest part of us, longing for change, for healing, for humanity in an inhuman world and mind. We are the tattered city. He is the only part of us left that is willing to sacrifice for what is right. We love Batman because he is us. What we may be, he is our symbol of hope.
Vengeance won't change the past. Mine or anyone else's. I have to become more. People need hope. To know someone's out there for them. The city's angry. Scarred. Like me. Our scars can destroy us. Even after the physical wounds have healed. But if we survive them, they can transform us. They can give us the power to endure and the strength to fight.